Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome. It's the Kevin Jackson Show, KJRadio.com. I've got some good news and some bad news. You tell me how you want it. You want the good news? You want the bad news? You'll figure it out. But here's what I'll tell you. Terror cases in Germany have quadrupled. They said more evidence revealing the ridiculousness of centrist position on immigration, namely that refugees can seamlessly integrate into European society without a spike in crime or terror, has emerged courtesy of the German newspaper Welt am Sonntag, which revealed Sunday that the number of terrorism-related cases investigated by German authorities has quadrupled over the past year. Now, you guys have heard me go into these stats that have told you by decade how many terror attacks we had worldwide related to Muslim terror, and it's staggering. They said prosecutors have opened more than 900 cases so far this year in Germany, compared to just 240 throughout 2016 and 80 cases in 2013. Now, remember what I told you before. In the entire world, in the 70s, one Islamic terror case in Saudi Arabia in the decade of the 80s. In the 90s, 13. In the 70s, 1. In the 80s, 13. In the 90s, 35. And in the year 2000, just 1 year, we had well over 1,000. It's been no less than 2,500 every year since the year 2000. Now, ask yourself what happened. The only thing that happened was Muslim migration. Iran, in the early 1980s, the mullahs took over, started exporting terror, and now we have terror all over the world. Germany, here are your numbers again. 80 cases in all of 2013. 240 cases in 2016. 900 cases in 2017. Not even the year finished. Now ask yourself, plot that on a curve. It's called an exponential curve. And ask yourself, what will it be next year in Germany in 2018? If they've gone from 80 to 240 to 900 plus. You're talking about thousands. It said Germany's federal police estimate 705 Islamic extremists willing to carry out terror attacks are active in the country, up from 600 during an estimate in February. Germany's domestic intelligence agency recently said around 24,400 Islamists are active in the country, but most of them don't pose an immediate terror threat. So I want you to think about those numbers yet again. 80 in 2013, 240 in 2016, 900 so far this year, 24,000 plus Islamic jihadists that they say don't pose an immediate threat. Well, who posed an immediate threat in 2013 when there were 80 attacks that led to 240 in 2016? Who posed an immediate threat from 2016 to 2017 where the number went from 240 to 900? I'm just curious. This is ridiculous. So this is what we've got to address in America and around the world. But if you bring it up, well, you're considered Islamophobic. And see, that's how Germany finds itself in the predicament that it finds itself. Because now they've got 24,000 plus terrorists ready to go. They're watching the spike in numbers. They're watching the German people go, whoa, wait a minute. They said the number of migrants applying for asylum in Germany plummeted. I love this. Plummeted to about 280,000 in 2016. About 1/3 the number from the prior year. But the increase in crime, coupled with the Christian Democratic Union's embarrassing showing in federal elections last month, are slowly inspiring the country's centrists to accept that more needs to be done to limit and control immigration in Europe's largest economy. Think about this. They went down to 280,000 folks. Down. And they've got 24,000 jihadis roaming around the country. Now, 280,000 people that have a a goal to breed you out of existence can do a pretty good job. We're already starting to see it. The world is beginning to see this. People better wake up. You better wake up before it's too late. Islam is not waging jihad in the way that it did before. Yes, there are some radicals out there doing what they're doing, but the moderates, the ones who are coming over here and just pretending not to care, they're helping to build the numbers. And that's why Detroit is Islamabad. What's this, the town outside of Michigan? It's completely Islamic. And look, I have no issue with Muslims in and of themselves. I have a problem with their religion, what they call a religion. I don't believe it to be one. But we've got to address this. Look, this goes on. It says, Germany's federal prosecutor's office can't keep up with the increase in the number of cases. To wit, nearly 300 cases have been transferred to the state level. Not all cases involve plans to carry out attacks. Migrants from Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan have been tried over alleged membership in terror groups without being suspected of planning attacks on European soil. So these people are members of terror groups, but because they haven't planned attacks, they can't link them directly to an attack. They're like, well, we really can't deal with that. They said in the left-wing scene, the German states have currently estimated a number that can be counted on the finger of one hand. In the right-wing scene, the number is in the low double digits. Frustration over this increase in crime manifested last month in the far-right alternative for Germany's party sweeping electoral triumph. The party, while still a minority, received 13% of the vote, earning it a place in parliament. First time a far-right party has held a spot in the legislature since World War II. It's now the third strongest party in Germany, created a headache for Chancellor Merkel by busting up her ruling coalition. So when you think this is something unique to us, that we're the only ones fighting it, let me tell you, what we do, the world is beginning to notice. The United States is starting to export its strength yet again, its sanity, and saying, I don't care what Barack Obama or anybody else tells you about Muslims. You look at their migration path, you look at your crime rate, your rapes, and all the other negatives that come into society, and it is growing at the rate at which they are growing. I don't know what else to tell you. And when we come back for Drieger Wilson.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful four-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville, can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanyourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.